All right, today's question is, are you doing the thing that God has called you to do? We're in Exodus 36, and brother, this chapter is where we see what happens when God's people get serious about giving and serving. This ain't theory no more. This is revival in action. In Exodus 36, we see when the people gave so much that Moses has to tell them to stop. Verses 1 and 2, we see spirit-filled workers getting to work. So the Lord has gifted Bezalel and Oholiab and the other skilled craftsmen with wisdom and the ability to perform any task involved in building the sanctuary. It says Moses summoned Bezalel and Oholiab and all the others who were specially gifted by the Lord, and they're eager to get to work. Lesson right out the gate. God gives gifts, but we ought to get to work. It ain't enough to be gifted. God's men and women got to be eager and faithful. The Spirit fills you not to see it, but to serve. In verses 3 through 7, we see the people giving so much that they got to be stopped. Now, here's where things get wild. The people continued to bring additional gifts every morning. Every day, they just kept bringing more gold, more silver, more linen. Finally, the craftsmen went to Moses and they reported, the people have given more than enough materials to complete the job. And look what Moses does. He says, so Moses gave the command, and this message was sent throughout the camp. Men and women, don't prepare any more gifts for the sanctuary. We're good. And the people stopped bringing their sacred offerings. Their contributions were more than enough to complete the whole project. When the Spirit really moves in people's hearts, the leaders won't have to beg. They'll have to tell folks to slow down. Wouldn't that be something today? Churches having to say, hey, y'all done gave enough. Take a break. That's the mark of real revival. Willing hearts and generous hands and no holding back. In verses 8 through 38, we see the tabernacle is being built with excellence. Now, from verses 8 all the way to 38, it details how the craftsmen get busy building. The curtains, the coverings, the frames and crossbars, the inner veil, the entrance curtain. These brothers wasn't just slapping boards together. They worked with precision, skill, excellence, because they knew that they're building a house for the Lord. Everything you do for God ought to be done with your best. Half-hearted service ain't tabernacle work. Whether you're preaching, teaching, cleaning, painting, do it like it's for the King, because it is. So what's Exodus 36 teaching us? First, God fills his people with skill and eagerness to do his work. Second, true revival makes people give generously and joyfully. Third, when hearts are stirred, leaders won't need to beg. They'll be overwhelmed with too much. Fourth, God expects his house to be built with excellence, not leftovers. Fifth, every task, big or small, is holy when done for the Lord. Let me tell you, when God's Spirit gets a hold of his people, there won't be no shortage of money, manpower, or motivation. There'll be an overflow, so much that the preacher might have to say, that's enough, y'all. So don't wait for someone to twist your arm. Go ahead and get your heart stirred, get your hands moving, and give your best to the Lord. And keep reading your Bible, and don't be done.